Deity, and as of soon, your Asia server already has it, but when you're logging into Epic 7 within today, or depending on when you start, you're going to be on week 2 of the Carrot Exchange. With week 2 of the Carrot Exchange, you're going to be able to get a 5-star Light Elemental Hero ticket. The only character not in this ticket, one's going to be Boss Aranka, 2 is Successor Teiyu. You're going to open this and you're going to get a random character. It's not a selector, but you'll get a Moonlight 5 character for free technically, but you got to farm to get some carrots to get it. But you get an ML5. So I'm going to be making a list today, going over all the ML5s, including Darks, because you get a Dark ticket on the 4th week. So you get 2 ML5 heroes within the first month of the game, not including your general summons, which is awesome. But the 5 stars on this do not include Hellion Lua, Bystander Hua Young, or Lone Wolf Para. These are all the newest characters to the game. Epic 7 always does this. Anytime they give away free characters, they do not give the ability to go get the other characters that were recently released. So that's trying to get us old players to make sure we buy and summon on those characters. Because if not, if they did just give these away, we just wouldn't summon. We just wait for these events to grab them here. So, or well, hope that we get them here. So that is what we're going to be covering today with this list. I don't know what to do for the characters that you cannot get. This is just going to be, I guess I'll make a tier down at the bottom that is can't get, but I am going to talk about each character and let you know if they're good or not. So just in case you do get one of those 4 characters that you are not able to get from the tickets, maybe these are characters you just summon randomly and you're curious how good they are, we'll at least cover each character to a little coverage on, I don't know, small extent. Can't get from ticket. Okay. So we're just gonna wing it. If you see the beginning of this, if you want to see the end of it, you can go to the end of the video and see where I place everything. But wherever I place these characters, they will likely change as we keep going. So I do have Twitch chat and YouTube chat here to get some kind of feedback as to what I am saying. Just in case I say something dumb, they can correct me on it, which they probably won't. They'll probably make it even worse. But let's go ahead and. So the first character we're going to have is going to be Abyssal Yufine. Abyssal Yufine, I'm just going to go ahead and start her at A tier. We may adjust from here. Abyssal Yufine, fantastic character. She used to be my first pick every single game. She can solo teams. Her skill 3 is one of the strongest skill 3s in the game. So I think A tier is very good. One of the best parts about her is she has a passive that limits CR push or cuts CR push by 50%. Which means if your opponent was going to gain a 20% CR push, they're only gaining 10. There's a 5-star character called Polytus that also has that, but Abyssal Yufine is just a generally overall stronger character that you can use for that same role. Next up is going to be A Tywin. A Tywin, I kind of want to put it B tier because we're in an immunity meta. A Tywin is a character that fluctuates all the way from S tier down to like C tier, and it all comes down to how much immunity and how many cleansers are in the meta. I think right now, B tier is still a good spot. I'm going to say that A, B, and C are all basically usable tiers, whereas E is do not touch these characters. S is the characters that define the meta of the game. That's the rating, but just because you see a character in C tier, that just means they are harder to use, especially for newer players. So most people that watch tier lists are going to be the casual, newer player getting into the game, curious what the content creators that they've been watching think about the characters they pull. So keep that in mind. That's the whole point of doing this, is to try to, if a character is too hard to build for new players, or you need 7 other characters to make this one character work, they're going to go lower on the list. Apocalypse Ravi. Apocalypse Ravi is between C and B tier. I'm not sure what I'd like to put her at. She is still usable. She's super weak to injury. We have a lot of injury in the current meta. She does have decent damage. She has slight PvE usage. Overall, she's in a pretty good spot. You think B? I feel like if you're a new player, she does have a lot of potential that you could end up using. So you won't have all the other options, and having a super tanky character that can also revive could be really nice for a new player. So I think Apoc Ravi, we can put it B just from that perspective. Next up is Arbiter Villager. For a new player, A rank easily. For existing old player, higher in RTA and regular everything, I would put him at B, but A rank for new players in terms of arena, guild war, everything. He's the character that you pick when you don't know what to do. Slam RB, there's a good chance you're going to win. I think RB is, for new players, one of the best things you could possibly have to get into PvP. Okay, now, those of you guys that took Spectre Tenebria following my guide, the reason we take Spectre Tenebria is to stabilize our accounts, and she is still usable within Guild Wars. I love having Spectre Tenebria on Guild Wars, and Arbiter Villager is, I played through recently, and it was very annoying to go through the game with him. in comparison to Spectre Tenebria. So I think people will have an easier time getting an Epic 7 with Spectre Tenebria, but hopefully some of you guys picked Arby and maybe bought Spectre Tenebria and you have the best of both worlds. Dene still better, don't care. Arby triple S for sure. I'm putting Arby at A rank. Archdemon Shadow. See, the problem is Archdemon Shadow is better than both these characters in my opinion. So it's hard to put her in the same tier as this. That's why I wish I had like 14 different tiers. I don't know if I can put her in S rank because she's not quite the power of the super strong characters. I may move her up, but she's going to stay at top of A tier for now. You think S tier? Should I just give her the S? So Archie Mercedes, she has an exclusive equipment that changed everything with her. She can dual attack with the character with the highest attack on your team every time she skills ones, and her skill 1 is going to place Seal. And you could soul burn for 10 souls to ignore effect resistance, meaning that you can just build her super bulky. You can put Seal on any character of the game, even if they have effect res, just by burning them. She's weakest to immunity. It's hard to remove E. Well, I can just add more tiers. We'll make a final thing on this list, and I may end up making an SS tier just above this, and I'll drag the couple like 5 characters that are the best into that. But Archdemon is super, super good. Even if you're a newer player, usually people build her very fast, like say 270 would be a good average speed. But if you're a new player, you can slow her down a little bit and just put more bulk on her, and she's going to be very good for you. So Archdemon would be a fantastic pickup. Next up, we have 2 of the worst characters. Architect Leica, I don't think she's in a good spot. I am sorry. She came out, she was really strong for a while, and then she became a 4th, 5th pick. The problem is she's not fast enough, and she has a non-attack skill, meaning that you can only pick her late draft. And there's better characters you can pick late draft. If you wanted to truly use her, probably could, but I don't suggest putting anything resource-wise into her until we see a buff in the future. Another thing, I mention this every video, characters get a buff every 6 weeks. Or there's a buff patch every 6 weeks, which random characters that they decide on that are getting less use will get some kind of buff. So every time you have a bad character, you could potentially, there's no D tier. Well, yeah, we gotta separate. I don't know how there's no D. Okay, you're distracting me. But either way, characters get buffed. Don't be sad you have these characters, or try not to be sad, because in 4 months from now, this may be one of the strongest characters in the game. Now, Astromancer Elena, same situation. Astromancer Elena, she was built to try to counter counterattacks, right? She was supposed to stop counterattacks, and now we have more. So we have a free 5-star character that just does everything that she does better. She has no purpose in the game whatsoever right now. I see her being on like the top of the list of characters to get some kind of rework, and that would be amazing. Next up, Bellion. I'm going to go ahead and put Bellion top of A. Bellion's amazing. She prevents your opponent from getting souls. She can do infinite damage. She might deserve S. I need to just make the double S tier. Let's just go ahead and make double S, because this is a little hard to do without a double S tier, because there needs to be maybe C tier shouldn't even exist actually. But either way, let's put this here, because Bellion I'm going to definitely put in the same situation as Archdemon. Bellion has a lot of just general play and everything. There's an artifact you put on called 3F, which makes it to where you can build her 280 speed with 27,000 HP, and all of her damage comes from an artifact. But overall, her main use case for the long life of the game is going to be to stop players who are playing fast and trying to kill you on the first turn by taking away their souls. Okay, move SS up. Oh my goodness. It won't go up. That was. There we go. Bro is tired. Don't want to hear it. Okay, next up, Bloodmoon Haste. He's going to go A tier. Potentially one of the best revivers in the game. If a character dies, he's going to give the rest of your team a shield and immunity, and it's a massive shield, and it's also going to give him a buff, making it to where his skill 3 does infinite damage, and if he kills somebody with that skill 3, it's going to revive your whole team. Super, super good character. He, again, another character that was unbelievably strong, say 6 months ago. Definitely easier to deal with, but still really good. Next up, we have Boss Aranka. This character, I don't know. She is not out yet, and she's not available from the ticket, so we don't need to talk about her. But she looks very, very strong. So we'll see. I will be pulling her and testing her on my main account. And that's all we'll cover about that for today. If you're curious on Boss Aranka, did I ever make a video on her? I think I did. I'm pretty sure I did. Probably not. All right, next up, Briar Witch Cesaria. I'm going to throw her an S. Briar Witch Cesaria is going to be a character that can be built either super fast or just general medium speed, but the main selling point of Briar Witch Cesaria is she prevents revive. So we are just talking about Arbiter Vildred and Blood Moon Haste. Both these characters revive. If there is a Briar Witch Cesaria on the board, it will not let anybody get any kind of revive. Now, one thing you have to worry about that is if you use Briar Witch Cesaria, it'll stop your own revive. So you do not pick Briar Witch Cesaria plus Arbiter Vildred in the same team. You will be sad. Okay, next up, Bystander Hua Yang. I'm going to give her S rank too. She cannot be debuffed. She's super nice in terms of just self-sustainability. You can put her on Sigurd Scythe. She'll stay alive. Very good character overall, and decently new player friendly to build a usable one. But the main Bystander Hua Youngs you see are going to be insanely high gear score that you see performing to a high level. Closer Charles A. Closer Charles not getting A. Closer Charles is getting B at best. Closer Charles, for new players especially, super hard to gear, and you're just better off picking other characters in almost every single scenario. Closer Charles, I don't even know if he deserves B. I would say Closer Charles potentially C. His new buff is decent, but why would you ever use him? B for best unit in the game. Eco-friendly streamer, wait, what am I doing? Am I saving energy? You still have to pay your honor and dignity every time you draft him? True. Neither is Hellion Lua or Lone Wolf. Yeah, you can't pick, oh, you can't pick Hua. Oh, God. Okay. All right. Commander Pavel. I'm going to put him at C tier. The only place you'd ever use Commander Pavel is farming. He is usable. He is nice. I use him to speed farm on my main account. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to use him in PvP very effectively. I don't think really at all. There's, again, better characters you could pick, but he is really nice for PvE speed farming. Next up, Conqueror Liz. I'm going to put her at A rank. All right. Conqueror Liz, I think, is fantastic. She does give you an opener as a new player, but she is outsped by all the other characters in the game. She has too low of a base speed. She does give Vigor buff, which pairs well with New Crow, and it pairs well with everything. She can provoke and strip the opponent, but hard to play her with all the other characters in the game right now. But I'll still give her at least an A, because as a new player, if you have a Conqueror Lilius, you can put her on better gear, or your best, fastest gear, and at least gives you an opening character, because nobody as a new player has like a set opening character that the game gives, and that's where she could be boosted up a little bit, because she's not bad. Boss Runker or Seti for PvP, either one, they're both insane. All right, next up, we may move Conk down. It's just going to depend on the other openers. Dark Corvus, can I give Dark Corvus C? With how much injury and everything's in the game, Dark Corvus is hard to give any higher than that, but he's still a force bane in RTA if your opponent picks up like a potato, and he's really nice for Guild Wars. I'll give him a B. I think a B for Dark Corvus. As a new player, you just throw free HP set on him, he's going to be fantastic. You can win a bunch of your Guild War fights as long as you don't pick him into injury. Dark Corvus deals HP equal to, or deals damage equal to his max HP. You don't have to build crit rate, crit damage, just build him as tanky as possible, maybe a little effect resistance, and then you just do a Tensile Soul Burn, he bops. And he extincts too, which is really nice. So if you're a new player, having a character with extinction is very helpful. Death Dealer Ray is first double S character of the video, okay? So Death Dealer Ray, we all get him for free from Moonlight Blessing 2. As you clear through Chapter 2 story and watch all of the Moonlight or Fallen Lands, you can get Death Dealer Ray. He's been triple S, in my opinion, for, 2 years now? He does have a lot of counters that are coming out, and he keeps getting more and more, yet he is still in almost every draft that you see. He will either be banned or pre-banned or picked from one of the other sides. So he is unbelievable and always will be. Desert Jewel Basar, C? I know he's getting more use now that Tori is a thing. I know people are trying to force him, but he does not deserve the same tier as that. Desert Jewel Basar, he's a good cleanser. He CR pushes. He has low base speed though. And he has barrier inversion. So barrier inversion, depending on how big their barrier is, you do damage equal to that amount. So if they have 5,000 HP barrier, it'll take away the barrier and deal 5,000 damage to them. It has some nice things, especially with Tori being in the meta. But as a new player, gear-wise, he is extremely hard to gear. He takes insane gear score. Is this PvP or PvE? ML5s are PvP characters. All right, they are PvP. There's like 2 that are PvE worthy of mentioning. Bro is definitely B tier above. You think Desert Jewel Basar is B tier right now? He's definitely above Closer Charles. Closer Charles, if anything, deserves down here. In my opinion. Think I should move him? I think I should move him. APOC Ravi, though, I think APOC Ravi, if you go and watch any RTA match, 4th, 5th pick, a lot of the characters people do end up picking, they could pick APOC Ravi in that spot and it would win. It's just APOC Ravi's not the preferred choice anymore because there's too many other good characters that are safer. APOC Ravi used to be a super safe character, but I still think APOC Ravi could be used in a lot of 4th, 5th pick situations. But people that we watch on Twitch and everything we have every ML5. So we're going to take the other ones instead, or whatever limited character. But a new player having APOC, I think, is super nice. And then injury scares her away. Yeah, but if you have Death Dealer Ray and on your 4th, 5th pick, there are a lot more opportunities than you would originally think for picking APOC Ravi. So I'm trying to give the highest benefit of the doubt for the character. I don't know what I'm trying to say with that, but in case they are potentially usable, I don't want people to think that every character in this game is bad, because they're not. It's just certain characters outshine others. Designer a little bit, she deserves S. APOC is definitely not C. I think she'd be. B is fine. Okay. Now, Designer a little bit, she cleanses. She's one of the better cleansing picks you can do. She just got a buff. She does insane damage under skill 3. It's 50% defense penetration on an AoE attack. And she gives herself defense buff, and she's a defense scaler if she takes debuffs. Super annoying character to fight. Definitely think deserves S. Let me know if you guys think differently. The thing is, you can also put her on survivability artifacts, such as Golden Rose, which means she just stays alive for a long course of the fight. I think she's solid. There are characters that do counter her. I mean, Imperial Ilnav completely reshapes the meta in terms of what you can pick. She can be okay into her still. But the thing is, Imperial Ilnav affects like half the characters on this list to make them 5 times worse. So if there's no Imperial Ilnav on the board, a lot of these characters would be crazy good. All right, so Dragonbride Senya. Do you think she deserves double S? I don't think so. All right, Dragonbride Senya, Sue's still super good. She protects your backline character. If your opponent doesn't have Imperial Ilnav, she can hit the enemy for like 20,000+ damage on every single character. And she's a crazy tank. You don't have to build anything but bulk on her, and she provides the backline unit of your team with the shield if they fall below 50% HP. Super strong character. I think she deserves S. How is a tier list with these two? How is AU A tier with these two, or S tier? Because AU Fiend is easy to fight. Mellow. How is AU Fiend A tier, but these two S tier? Which two? I would prefer to use Archdemon Shadow over Abyssal Yufine, yeah? Or does Abyssal Yufine need to be dragged up? There wasn't an SS tier before, okay? We're going to readjust everything. If you could make a case for AU Fiend, you think AU Fiend, I see more Designer Lilibets and Bryce Arias and all of these characters than I do AU Fiend, okay? The two you just put AU Fiend as staple anti-cleave unit? Yeah? So she deserves higher? I see all these characters more than this. Again, this is my perspective from the games I've played. And this isn't everyone's perspective. We all played a different playstyle and everything. So yeah, that's why Abyssal Yufine is rank A and Senya Dilibet S. Oh, well, I just added S tier. So the first character I did was Abyssal Yufine. I haven't retouched it since. So Abyssal Yufine, I could happily move it up. But then Blood Moon Haste almost goes up. I feel like these two are the same tier. Does it really matter? The difference between S tier and A tier? They're both still good. You're nitpicking. Early pick automatically it's higher tier. True. I agree on that. But early pick it's higher tier. I'd probably move Briar down then. But I guess I could put her S. I mean, Abyssal Yufine's great. I said she was great. Calling the A+ tier, dude, the whole tier thing. If a character is in S tier or A tier, basically the same thing. I was nitpicking. Any critique? I mean, an S tier and A tier character, that's the same thing. There's 5 tiers. All right, they're basically the same. They make them single tier. Oh my gosh, I hate all of you. Dragon King Shroon can go, how's her new buff? Dragon King Shroon. And combine the tier, I just uncombine the tier. All right, you guys are turds. We're gonna ignore this. We're just gonna make the list. If the character is anywhere above A rank or above, they're probably a solid character. We don't need to go into the super intricate details of this one is 1% better than this one. These are new players watching this video. They're just trying to see if a character is decently usable or not. It doesn't matter how 1% difference between the two tiers. We're not going that balls deep. We're just gonna say if the character's good or not. Okay, that's what new players want. They've been asking me to make videos like this. You're ruining the video. Next up, we have Dragon King Shroon. How's her buff? I love Dragon King Shroon. I used to pick her almost every single game. She can fight Death Dealer Ray, which I love. 50-50 fight Death Dealer Ray, but she has a new buff that is it better? I don't know if it's better. I feel like she's literally the same character. She's just in a decent spot, and she counters a couple annoying characters, and I think she's gonna end up maybe going up a tier with the new Renak getting buffed, or well, coming out. Renak stuns herself, which Dragon King's Rune procs off stuns or sleeps, gives herself Cascade, and then has a skill 3 that pushes back and puts debuffs on the opponent. So I think Dragon King's Rune is going to be at least A tier. I love having her on a new account. One of the, I don't remember which account it was. I think it was the challenge account I did, where I tried to get masters in 5 days. I had her there, and it was amazing. What if we made 2 tiers, A+? Okay, Mel, you're just ruining the video. Next up, we have Imperial Ilinef. She's double S tier. She is one of the defining characters in the meta. She does 50% pen reduction in damage. So if a character penetrates 100% of your defense, she's going to cut that down to 50%. She makes it to where all your characters stay alive. Don't worry, your videos are in before I got here. All right, Mello, you're not even in the Discord. Honestly, you should be banned in here since you can't deal with Coolette for 2 seconds. All right, next up, Eternal Wanderer Ludwig. B tier? Are you guys crazy? A tier? Illy, triple S for sure. She's definitely highest tier. I think Eternal Wanderer Ludwig got to be at least A, potentially S tier. I was joking on the B tier. B defo. I think for A, I think A tier. You guys think B, has he fallen that far? I mean, you guys still use him in Arena and Guild Wars, right? I think he's got to be A or S. You guys still, this isn't just an RTA tier list. This is for like all content. I think it's got to be A tier. A, but hard to gear. Yeah, but he's super strong. I think a lot of you guys still use him in your Arena / Guild War teams for sure. Basar is trash. I know. Basar, we gave him B tier because he's a cleanse. He can be useful for new players. Okay. This isn't a legend player tier list. This is a tier list of people getting into the game, pulling a character. Could they be usable? That's what we're trying to accomplish here. What is the chance of them using them? That's the tier they're in. It's not they're the craziest character in the game, but new players are going to be able to utilize characters in that tier. Okay, so Faithless Lidica, I think Faithless Lidica is going all the way to U tier. Agreed? I think Faithless Lidica, I don't see any new players should put any effort into building her. She does not have the base speed to compete, and Fire Lidica is just better. You think C? I mean, she is better than Astromancer, Ellen, Lena for sure. And Architect, I think Architect Leica is better than Faithless Lidica though right now. You would pick Architect Leica more on 4th, 5th pick than you would pick Faithless Lidica anywhere in a draft. I think Architect Leica would technically deserve to C tier then too. Right? You would never pick Faithless Lidica for any reason. I don't, unless there's an Amiki and your opponent didn't pick speed. I would pick Architect Leica way more often. But I'll agree with you guys. I mean, she is playable. If you want, you can try to build her fast, but you're going to get outsped by everything in the game because she has too low base speed. All right, next up, Fallen Cecilia. How is her buff? Right? How is Fallen Cecilia buffed? Is she that? I feel like she's S. But people are first picking her. I've seen a lot of success with her. She could potentially be scooping up into double S. As she's in between the two. I still think Imperial Ilinef is better and more consistent, but Fallen Cecilia, fantastic new buff. It was overwhelming, or underwhelming at best, according to Light at least, for Fallen Cecilia. You think overrated? See, I have people saying they love her and people they don't. Okay, so one thing with this is we just had a balance patch last week where multiple characters got changed. So there's still some characters up in the air, but I want to get this video up because you guys are going to be looking this up to see whether your character is good or not with the tickets. So just know some of the things in here are a little up in the air. Next up, with Fallen Cecilia, though, we have complete mixed opinions, though. You think lower S? She's either top of S or bottom of SS. Okay, let's put her top of S. I can agree with that. Do you think she's better than Dragonbright Senya, though? I don't think so. I think probably in a similar position. Probably S if Renak turns out to be meta. True. With Renak coming, Fallen Cecilia will get boosted. That is true. All right, Harseti, double S. I mean, she's used in every single type of PvP content. One of the most annoying characters in the game for everyone. She's actually made more people quit Epic 7 than people that have started Epic 7 with this new update. Harseti is probably the most hated character of all time. She's insanely good. She turns everybody's speed to be the same. Next up, we have Hellion Lua. She's got to be the same spot as Briar Witch, right? Hellion Lua is really nice. But is she really nice? I don't... Oh, can't pick it. True. All right, Hellion Lua probably would have been like top of A, bottom of S, somewhere around Briar Witch in terms of overall usability. But Hellion Lua, she provokes the whole enemy team and does a bunch of annoying combat readiness push nonsense and deals HP based damage and causes all your characters to counter. She's very good. So she's definitely S tier, but you can't get her from the ticket. So if you do pull her though randomly along the way, very nice character to have, but very hard for a new player to build. She requires very high base speed. Well, you can actually get away with lower base speed if you can give her triple buff to where she can't be stripped, which that's a lot to go into for a newer player to understand. But no, there are multiple ways to play Hellion Lua. Next up, Judge Kisei. Can I put her at E? I know she is a little bit better now. Can't be countered, guaranteed, gets the 4 hits, and gets push up for 2 turn. Should she go at C? The thing is, people are going to pull Judge Kisei, and she see that she's in E, they're going to be sad. But can I put her in C? Can we just do it? What tier list are we making now? For people who are pulling, like new players, they're going to be getting their tickets tomorrow. I'm just making like a general list as to what I think of the characters and what you guys think too. So I'm trying to get you guys' inputs. It's like a community tier list. And I'm trying to talk about each character a little bit, so if anyone wants to watch, they can hear what I think about the character. All right, what about last order Crow and S tier? He resets your whole team now, he gives immunity buff, and he deals a ton of damage, and he mitigates damage of AoE attacks. Overall, just general super nice support tank. And he can do a lot of damage. I don't know if he deserves S. Probably deserves S. I feel like I could use him every single game in a certain playstyle. He's got to deserve S. Not double S, but definitely high S. Agreed? She's usable in story? True. Alright, next up, Lionheart Sirmia. I want to put her here. Sirmia C. I think B. You guys think C? She's that far down? LHC is C. Alright, I mean, you guys, I think for new players getting into the game, all of you guys that are typing Lermia, it's not going to let you type it. I have that word banned. Lermia is just a bad investment at this point. She is. But the thing is, new players going into RTA are going to get cooked by her. Okay, you do realize that. People that don't know what they're doing yet, she is going to cook. Okay, I'm just letting all of you. I'm going to actually ban. I'm going to set automod to ban you guys that type it. So you'll be gone for good. For new players, she is B. I think so. I think for a new player perspective, if people see that she is C tier on a tier list, go into PvP and get cooked by her, they're going to feel LHC clap pokey hard. So Lionheart Sirmia, any of you guys that don't know, I've referred to her for years as the new player destroyer. When you're a new player and you fight a Lionheart Sirmia, you're going to get cooked because you don't know what she does, and she does really good damage, and your gear's going to suck. And she can work pretty well on not the greatest of gear. So Lionheart Sirmia, I'm going to leave it B just because she is the noob slayer. I've seen so many people when I used to do the RTA, getting into RTA series, so many comments of how do I fight Lionheart Sirmia, and she was bad back then too, but she is she's gonna get B. Next up, Little Queen Charlotte, I'm putting C. Little Queen Charlotte, new player, could potentially be B as well because you could utilize her in Guild Wars to try to fight some dark units, but her damage just isn't there. Putting any investment into her feels really bad, so I'd like to push you away from trying to touch Little Queen Charlotte early on your account. I'm going to keep her there. So this is a character that you guys are going to probably fight me on. Lone Crest and Bologna, I'm putting S. Okay, Lone Crest and Bologna, I'm putting S because of PvE. Okay, PvE, this character is a god. As for a new player, if you get Sigurd Scythe on her, slamming through Abyss, she deserves S. This is not just a PvP tier list, this is just the overall usability of each character. Okay, if they're really good in PvP, they're going to be put higher, but this is just a general use case. Tier list like Death Dealer Ray, he has no PvE use case, but he is so strong in PvP, he's getting to the top. Need a redhead hater? I'm not ranking them based off their hair color. All right, Lone Wolf Para. I think Lone Wolf Para is she's extremely strong, guys, but you can't get her. Okay, I'll pretend about that I forgot to use her or that she can't be gotten, but she's really good opener. Does a lot of things for dark units. She's the general overall good support that can actually do decent damage as well at the same time. You build her 300 plus speed. Very hard for new players to gear, just like Hellion Lua. Actually, all the characters that you are not able to get from this ticket are all very hard to use. So if you're a new player and you're sad you can't get one of these characters, you probably wouldn't have been able to use them for a long time anyway. All right, next up, Maid Chloe. I'm going to go ahead and put a B. She's a reviver. You could probably get a lot of use case out of her in different PvE content because she does give attack buff as well and puts revive buff on your team. She does cleanse. She heals a pretty solid amount. but for PvE, she has a stunner, skill 1 that doesn't help at all. She's somewhere floating between B and C tier of usability. She's not great, but not unusable. So I'll go ahead and give her B. I think that's fair. Add BBK to the list. What do you think about ML MLKen's definitely better than these characters. MLK could have a B. Right? He could be B. I think that's good. Where do you get the 5-star ticket from the carrot event? You guys think A? Oh, he does Rocking Guild War. That is true. If you have an ML the opponent has a certain Guild War team, he will solo the Guild War team. I think he deserves A. Defo B. I think for new players too, you need Sigurd Scythe on him for him to actually work properly. I could see it. That's pretty good. I think A is fair. All right, Mediator Cowrick, I'm going to go ahead and put A. One of the better cleansers in the game. He gives attack buff. He can do great damage even without being built on damage. I think Mediator Cowrick definitely deserves pretty high in A, actually. Definitely, he's an almost timeless character. I don't see him ever being at a point you can't pick him. So he's going to go here. Actually, A Tywin deserves up here. Why is A Tywin? A Tywin could have A tier. The current meta of the game, he's fallen a lot, but he still definitely deserves A tier. We're going to make some adjustments on this list as we go, okay? I don't know why. Tywin, we put a B before we put the S, so we need to move most of these characters up one. Navy Captain Landy, one of the most fun characters in the game. User for PvE, she can clear a bunch of abyss floors, solo certain abyss floors. Very nice character to have. You can use her going through story if you want. She's just fun. I'm going to put her at A. She's not anywhere near the character she used to be, but as a new player, if you can get one built up, can be super nice. She's fallen off extremely hard with characters. A bunch of characters came out that can guarantee crit, so it turned her overall usability down dramatically. But overall, I still think if you get her, you should be very happy. You're going to have fun with her. Now, the next Triple S character is New Moon Luna. She is extremely annoying to fight. It's gotten a little bit better. We've gotten some characters that have come out that help deal with her, but she has the most oppressive skill 3 in the game. It's an AoE, seal, and unbuffable. So with the seal and unbuffable, it makes all your passives turn off, and it's a non-attack skill. So an example of this, if you guys know what Celine does, green Celine, whenever an opponent uses non-attack skill, her passive will proc, she will attack the opponent. Whenever you're sealed, though, it will not proc. So you could rip New Moon's Luna's S3 and soul burn it, so where it ignores effect res, strip everything and land your debuffs, and then you can just click whatever skill you want from there. And she is absolutely insane, and she looks really cool in the game too. Next up, we have Operator Cigarette. She's terrible. Doesn't do enough damage. Overall, her kit just doesn't work. We thought she was getting buffed recently because she had a focus bar in one of like the testing things, but she didn't get buffed. So I would not try to put any resources into her currently. Pyrokinetic Flan, I think she deserves C. No, she deserves B. Pyrokinetic Flan would be so fun in Arena and Guild War. For people who are like newer players trying to just get into the game, climbing through Challenger and all of that, Pyrokinetic Flame could be so fun. Tier list around, why? Because I put her too high? Oh, you guys want OpSig Triple S. Candy S tier for PV usage, or Bologna there too. Bologna's better in Landy and PV. Bologna outshines Landy and PV by far. But what do you guys think on the Pyrokinetic Flame? She's good. If you pick her right, she's good. Low-key A. Doing Golem, good luck on that. Ken is funny. Hey, we're going to bed. Want to thank you, Thomas. Well, have a good night, dude. OpSig Triple S? No. What do you think? I'm going to put Pyrokinetic Flame here. She has bombs in her kit. It's really strong, but it's very hard to make work. P-Flan is another noob killer. If you don't have immunity on your team, P-Flan can just rip your team apart. So, and if you don't have cleansers or the characters that can combat this, she's going to go next to her on B as a noob killer. I like that. She can be really strong, but she is only PvP. There's no PV use case for it. Remnant Violet, brothers. B, too inconsistent of a character. He has a dodge chance that isn't going to work most of the time. I think Rylet A. He does insane damage, but he's inconsistent. So which do you think? Do you think he's better than Dark Corvus and these other characters within here? Like, I think I'd probably do better with Dark Corvus than Remnant Violet. But Remnant Violet does have the pairing with Lone Wolf Payra if you're fast enough. He's top B in IMO. Okay, I'll put him there. Dark Corvus top B too. Rowana is S tier. Rowana's not S tier. A new player pulling Rowana, she belongs down here. You're not going to be able to use her. Now, a general player with Rowana that's been playing for a while, A tier? What do you think? A tier? The god is B. Same state as you, just did the god and do the challenge shot. No point in starting back. All right, I'll answer any of you guys' questions after this video. But Rolana, I'm recording a video if you guys are wondering why I'm not too much into answering questions in the chat. After that, I'll answer anything you guys have. I think A tier. Opsig getting this FCC though, maybe C. Does Opsig actually come back? Don't lie to me. It's true the Fallen Cecilia's come back, so Opsig, if Fallen Cecilia came back, Opsig has potential to come back, but I don't know if she can, with the current state of the game, I don't think she can do enough damage anymore. Everything's too tanky. Even if she kills something, you're just proccing something else. Okay, I was gonna say, I don't see a world where that's the case. Do you give Ruel an S? Or no? I love Ruel. I think Ruel in certain playstyles is super oppressive and super annoying. You think Ruel can have A or an S, or do you think we have to go A? Ruel is super annoying. I agree. But do you think she's definitely not B? She's either A or S. But which one? Low S? You think low S? That's what I originally would think. It's either low S or high A. Either one, a low S and high A. By the way, if anyone's watching this series later, it's the same ranking. It doesn't matter. For new players, I think it's S for like newer players getting into the game. But for overall general player, she's still really annoying. S because PvE. I don't see any PvE use case for her. PvE use case made Chloe's way better for PvE than she would be. And Destina's better for PvE. I would never take Ruel and use her in PvE. Ruel's super oppressive for noobs. Yeah, she's super hard to kill. All right, so Sage Ball, I'm just going to give the simple A rank. Sage Ball's a great character. He's very hard to fight for some players. And he completely cuts off certain playstyles. He becomes a force ban in a lot of situations. So I think Sage Ball definitely goes. Let's merge A and S tiers. Let's merge. Not going to say it. Make it that. No, then people will be like, well, that doesn't belong S tier or belong A tier now. All right, C-Fan Apologist going double S tier. One of the other characters that's meta defining. She will prevent your opponent from having focus or fighting spirit. Or doesn't prevent them, but it halves the amount they have or gain throughout the fight. So she fights like she basically turns off every unit in the game, or makes them half the character they should be just by existing. She also puts on some of the craziest spells possible for your team, pushes back your opponent, puts a slow on your opponent, and then dual attacks with the highest attack character on your team every time she clicks a skill 1. My most hated character in the game is C-Fan Apologist. Of all the characters I fought, she grinds my gears to the extreme just because of the slow debuff she puts on your team. If you cannot get a cleanser, once they take momentum with Sea Phantom, you're dead. You have to contest speed. I don't know how else to fight that consistently without getting ran over. All right, so next up, Soul Right Amethyst, I'm putting her at B. She's just like Pirate Captain Flan. She can abuse players who do not have proper builds or proper character roster, but the higher you get, hard to use. Hard to use against other players and have success. Next up, we're going to have Solitaria. I'm just going to put Solitaria at A. Maybe, oh, that's a hard one. Poly top SS over DDR. Okay, that's fair. Solitaria, do you think, the thing is Solitaria just from existing shuts down new SSB coming back to an extent, but SSB S3. I don't know. How do I get the ML5 ticket? I'll show after this again. Sally is A. Okay, S tier is a little bold. I'll give her A, that's fair. Solitaria, super good support character. She prevents focus from being gained, so she shuts down characters like Seaside Bellona. Sylvan Sage Vivian will not have any stacks against her. She completely shuts off mechanics of other characters, and she has a stun. Her skill 1 puts a million debuffs on the opponent. She can be super annoying to fight. I've seen so many Solitarias win 1v4 matches, and she's not a damage dealer. So this character is very, very good. And she shuts down one of the most powerful characters in the game right now, Afternoon Soak Flan. That's a limited 5-star character that came out 6 months ago, and she makes it to where that Afternoon Soak Flan cannot get stacks on her passive, which is huge. So that's why I was potentially going to put her here. Just the ability to pick her into the Afternoon Soak Flan makes her so much more valuable. I use her a lot less. I mean, I use Solitaria probably in half my games. If I didn't get Afternoon Soak Flan, I had Solitaria on my team every single time. So next up, we have Specimen Says. I'll put him at B. He has Extinction. He's really nice to have in Guild Wars and Arena, but he's just a fun character. He doesn't have any PvE use case, but he's fun. He does insane damage. It's just cool. Okay, I'm giving him B, guaranteed. Don't care. Just for having Extinction, and the overall skill kit on him's good. And yeah, next up we have Spectre Cebria. Can I give her S next to Arby? Or A? Putting Spectre Cebria and A on a tier list feels so bad. So Spectre Cebria is going to be the queen of PV. She's still decent in Guild Wars, as long as you can find the right team to bring her into. She's just so nice for the beginning of the game. Goes through Abyss, goes through story, good survivability. Her new exclusive equipment didn't help her at all, which is sad. But overall, she's a super nice character. Don't think I can drag her up to there just for PV use case. But they're both, A does not mean bad. A is still extremely strong character. Okay, keep that in mind. I'm sure people are going to take pictures. What is this tier list? Always happens. Next up, Spirit Eye Celine. What do you think? A means us, basically, yeah. What do you think? Spirit Eye Celine? Get the old double S? What do you think? She deserves it, eh? Yeah, she belongs in SS now after the E, yeah. I actually think she does. Agree. Any of you guys that are hardcore RTAers, do you think she deserves it? SS with EE? I think so too. Or here. Which one? Is she as strong as these four? I haven't got to test it yet. That's the thing. She is very strong with a new E. A to S? She's definitely not A to S. She's above A. She's definitely S. It's just I'm curious if she's double S. Valkyrie is winning every game with her. She wins every game. She's getting pre-banned a lot. She's getting first picked. She's at least top of S. At least top of S. Top of S white base? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Top S, I'd say. Okay, so Spirit Eye Celine just got new EE. Very, very strong. If you get her, her new buff is amazing. She got a new buff and EE at the same time. Is that what it was? She's SS tier, zero doubt. See, it's very close between the two. Okay, so they're glad she's good. Yeah, she's very strong. Let's put her S for now just to be safe. But either way, you know she's good if she's up this high. Strays. Trash. Literal trash. Dumpster character. Don't pull him. Don't get baited into the whole I'm gonna build one-shot teams. Don't bother. Waste of resources. Garbage character. Kidding. He can go C. He gets C at best. Is that fair? I have seen so many people just brick their accounts because they get strays and they're like, oh, strays can watch all this stuff, I'm going to build them. And then they fail to build it because they don't understand the game and they quit the game because their account is cooked. I try to push everybody I know away from strays. Okay? He's not good in PvP anymore. I mean, it's random summons, we don't get shoes. I know, but this is for people, if they get the character, they can hear me talk about it and see what the overall thing is. People like tier lists. I learned this. People keep telling me to make these, so I'm making it so it's there for before people tell me to make it tomorrow. I have two strategies. He can be good. If you're an old player that knows what you're doing or have learned the game, he can be fine. But don't be a brand new player and try to run into everything and realize I can't make the one-shot team. I'm going to give him C. At least he's mainly used in PV. I don't see a world where you'll utilize him in PvP, except as a fourth pick against a person who drafted like a potato. All right, Sylvan Sage is Vivian's new buff. How is this? This is one thing I have not seen or heard anything on yet. Okay, this is hard for me to give my opinion with because I don't have one. You think S tier? She was already somewhere around upper B, probably an A tier. She's an A tier if these other characters are. But is her new buff solid? You think A, S? I'm thinking A. It's somewhere in between A and S, okay? The only reason Lone Crescent Bologna is in here is because she gets S. Guys, she gets S because of Holo Trials. No, it's not just an RTA list. We got to remember this. It's not just an RTA list. It is a PvE list. She's using Holo Trials all the time, and she's good for RTA. We got to put her S tier for that, right? Because I just looked and saw Lone Crescent Bologna's up here in S rank. We got to give her that. Is that fair? I've used her in Holo Trials like half the times I've done Holo Trials, which is, I think I've done Holo Trials 3 times. So I've used her at least once. But I see her in the teams all the time. She can handle the SS. She gets at least S. But I'm not going to put her A because of that. She has some PV use case. Okay, next up, Top Model Lulika. Can I put her at C? She's not bad. But why would you ever put the gear on Top Model Lulika with all the new openers out? Are you going to actually be able to come up with a team with that? Is she still part of the Asphlane Cleave? Can she go up to A? New players definitely isn't going to be a character for you. But for old players, I don't know. I know Fishes was doing that one cleave. I saw his streams. Do you recommend new players with Mystic Metals via shop rerolls or another method? Yes, you'll reroll Skystones. Or refresh shop with Skystones. Kayron gets his own tier. I think Kayron for a new player is easily A. It's not even a question. He's just built on a free HP set. You can just one-shot half of Arena as you climb. And then for general PvP, Cookie was telling me that his was working really good. I picked Kayron so many times this season. ML Kayron's at least A. And in terms of overall usability for a new player, putting him on free HP gear, I think he could be S. I know you guys are going to think that's insane, but he is very, very nice with his new buff. Shu S, yeah, Shu gets S here for sure. I love Shu. Her new EE going to Stealth is amazing. Zio. Zio's so nice. Does he deserve S though? I think he does. You kind of have to put him at S. Correct? I don't think Zio gets SS. Does he get SS? I think he's here. I don't think Zio's SS. He's too easy to counterplay. Celine got to be double S. That's what everyone's saying. She's top of S tier because I can't give my own opinion because I haven't got to test her yet. I haven't got to play on my account. I think Zio's top of S. Zio is not in the same level as these characters. Zio has to have a follow-up. That's the thing. Cfan, Apollo, any of these characters at the top, they barely even need a follow-up. Luna just solos half this shit. Luna needs a follow-up. But Luna S2 is insane. But none of these characters need anything to go behind them. They're just insane by themselves. You obviously need a damage dealer with them, but like Polly, you click skill 3. Thing is, Zio, if you just skill 3 something with Zio, nothing happens. You have to have one of the other characters that combos off him. Selena's in double S, Rejuvenated. Rejuvenated, you are aware that Celine got like full buff and everything, and everybody's saying she's unbelievably strong. It's so late. How are you holding up? I'm doing good, Crimson. I can see the double S potential of that. I mean, she's got to be close to it. She is it's one of the best buffs that has happened to a character and of an ML5 in a very long time. I got Architect Laika. How good is she? Oh no, boys. Oh. Okay, well that is the list. Do you think we should make any other changes before I upload this 50-minute video where we went over 7 characters? Brothers, can we get an F in chat? Okay, again though, characters get buffed all the time. If you got Architect Laika, don't be too sad. You're gonna get a bunch of ML5s, and maybe in 4 months, Architect Laika is the strongest character in the game. Okay, maybe. It is a little unlucky. Move Robbie to the top of B. Dark Horse, I would use Dark Horse more Ravi in terms of PvP. Where would I use APOC Ravi in PvE? Not really sure. PvE though? I don't know where I use her all in PvE. I used to use her in Labyrinth, but now you don't really care about Labyrinth, do you? Bro's first and last message, they already uninstalled. Oh man. Okay guys, this is the list. Any changes? And then I'm gonna wrap up the video. Quick. Draft Architect like a one shot, what's up with that? Yeah, she one-shots, but she's very hard to play, okay? And she's very hard to gear. She is not worth it in comparison to any of the other characters you can get that aren't even ML5s. She just doesn't make sense. Melona, that's why not Candy, because Melona is good against some stuff. And Sigurd's Slide keeps her alive better than Landy. I mean, Landy would be great for PvE too, but Lone Crest and Bologna for certain Guild War and Arena teams? Yes, probably not. They're probably the same character. I don't know if she deserves to be here. It's probably this, to be completely honest, because you're not really using either of these in PvP almost at all anymore. Maybe you are though with Bologna, because Bologna against Bologna. How's Bologna versus Bologna? Melona over Landy? I think Melona over Landy overall. Yes. BM Haste is always above Melona. Okay, let's do this. There we go. All right, so that is all we got. Anything else? Bologna S? I'm not moving her again. BM Haste is always above Melona Groot. I think this is pretty good. So the most important thing are the top 5 characters. So here's the list. I'm going to scroll down. These are the top 5 ML5s in the game. I don't think anyone's going to contest this opinion. These characters have been running the show for quite a while. Very rarely will another character come up there. Now some of the Lone Wolf Peyra is up there as one of the characters that's kind of doing good, and Arunka looks like she's going to end up potentially competing for one of these top 5 spots. Next up, this tier, these characters are all insanely strong. You will see them all the time depending on what type of player you're fighting. A rank, these are usually characters that get flexed in. ML Hayes probably could come up to S tier, because you will see him more often than a lot of these others, but they are all pretty solid characters. Next up, going down into B, these are mostly just Guild War characters or meme characters. They're decent. They have specific use cases. Again, the Power Captive Flame and Lionheart and Silverblade, they're all like noob destroyers. They are going to cook you if you do not know what they do and you don't have proper gear on your characters, or have a cleansing style character setup, or with Lionheart Sermia, you accidentally proc her, she's going to one-shot your team. So these characters can be a little scary for you if you don't know what you're doing. Next up, C tier, these are characters I would not suggest building unless you know exactly what you're doing. So Commander Pavel can be nice to speed farm, but these other ones, I don't think you would have a very good time investing anything into them except for strays. Once you know what you're doing and have all your gear and everything understood, then trying to make one-shot teams with him, you can. Lastly, these last 3 characters, not very good. Okay, they need a buff severely. And then these 5 characters here, I talked about them at the very beginning. They are pretty strong. Like this one's really strong. This one's really strong. I don't know how good Successor Taeyu is. I believe he's hard to use, but does have a decent kit. So I'd assume some people are having success with him, but he's definitely not as strong as these 4 on the right. And that's all we have for this video. So hopefully this will help you in terms of when you pull your character, whether you can be happy or not. Again, this is just my opinion and a little bit of feedback from Twitch and YouTube chat. Otherwise, everybody who makes a video is going to have a slightly different tier list. But if you see your character from A rank and above right here, you can be pretty happy. If you see it from B rank and below here, less happy. Okay, that's the best way to look at this. Now, I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.